I don't think we're going to see Francis Ngannou fight in MMA ever again. Yesterday, the news was broken that Francis Ngannou is going to be fighting Anthony Joshua in boxing in Saudi Arabia on March 9th. And because of the implications of this, I think we're going to see a situation where Francis Ngannou continues to box, continues to make a buttload of money, and never steps inside the MMA cage again. And I'm going to get into exactly how I think that's going to play out. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ultimate Punching, the Ultimate MMA channel. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you wouldn't mind, before we get started on the video, if you could hit the like button and hit that subscribe button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps me grow the channel. As was reported yesterday, Francis Ngannou is going to be boxing Anthony Joshua March 9th in Saudi Arabia. And then Tyson Fury chimed in saying that he was going to fight the winner of that match. Now, the whole prediction I am making here is essentially based on the fact that Francis Ngannou comes through and beats Anthony Joshua, which, like, if he loses to Anthony Joshua, I think this whole run is over. And then we might actually see him fight in MMA again. If Francis Ngannou wins this fight against Anthony Joshua, essentially what we are going to see, first of all, we're going to see he's going to see a huge payday this time around, right? What we saw with him versus Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury, the guy made $10 million. Great payday, but this time I feel like we're going to see him make a minimum of 20 to 25 million on this fight, plus anything that happens in pay-per-view. Now, I do think that pay-per-view is going to be even higher this time. The reason it was so low last time was because of the fact that everybody thought that Tyson Fury was going to just walk right over Francis, right? But now that we see that he can stick with the best heavyweight in the world, I think a lot of people are going to buy into him versus Anthony Joshua. I think a lot of people are going to pay into that, so his payday is going to be even bigger. And if he wins, that lines him up to do a rematch with Tyson Fury, which will do huge numbers, right? And so, yes, he has this deal with the PFL. Yes, he signed with the PFL, and he probably has every intention to fight in MMA. But what is taking the PFL so long? I know he initially wanted to go box and then kind of go in and do MMA, but I have not heard a single announcement on who his opponent would be in MMA. I have heard, read some articles and different things like that the PFL has said they don't have anyone who would be competitive to fight Francis Ngannou. And even though PFL has acquired Bellator, there still isn't a huge amount of talent there that could contend with Francis. A lot of people are saying Ryan Bader might give him a run for his money. I don't know. Like, I think I've seen him fight one time. But even still, like, if there's only one heavyweight that could sort of match Francis Ngannou, like, what are they going to do? Are they going to put him in there against a tomato can? I really don't know. On top of which, Francis Ngannou right now is 37, right? And although he performed incredibly well versus Tyson Fury, you know, time waits for no man. And so if Francis Ngannou can go out there, defeat Anthony Joshua, and get a $25 million payday, maybe more, and then he can line himself up to do a rematch with Tyson Fury, get a huge payday there, he'll have enough money at that point that, you know, money will not be an issue for him or his children or any of the relatives that he has. So if I'm Francis, right, and again, I don't know what the contract would look like with PFL. I don't know the ins and outs of him getting in and out, but I'm sure they've figured that out. But at the end of the day, like, what is the path of least resistance, right? The path of least resistance is fighting Anthony Joshua, fighting Tyson Fury maybe sometime later in 2024, assuming he beats Anthony Joshua. Maybe there's one other boxing match out there for him. You know, he's set. He is set financially. And then at that point, you know, maybe he's 38, 39 years old. Maybe he comes back, does a couple more competitions. Maybe he comes back and does MMA again. But the reality is, because of that performance that he did against Tyson Fury back in October of 2023, if he can continue to perform that way, there's no reason that he ever has to step inside an MMA ring, an MMA octagon ever again. So That's just my thought. My thinking is that we're probably not going to see him fight in MMA. And if we do, it might just be one time, right? It might be that Ryan Bader fight. I don't think there's any other heavyweights that, like, other than guys in the UFC, like Tom Aspinall or Jon Jones, that anybody really wants to see Francis Ngannou fight. I can't think of a single person. So, because of everything that's gone on, because of how, like, Francis Ngannou has won the day. And, you know, it's tough because I really want to see, I would have loved to see him fight in MMA against Jon Jones or against Tom Aspinall, defend his belt in the UFC a couple of times. But at the end of the day, like, he's going to get some huge paydays here in 2024. But obviously the main thing is that he has to win. He has to win this fight against Anthony Joshua and then, you know, go out, do that rematch with Tyson Fury, right? But if he loses against Anthony Joshua here, we may be seeing sort of, and there might be a couple other matches that he does, right? Like there's that guy who just beat, what the hell's his name? I watched it, December 23rd. The guy who just beat freaking Deontay Wilder, Parker, right? Maybe he fights him if he loses to Joshua, as an example, right? But that's kind of what's going on, right? That's the situation, that if he beats Anthony Joshua, rematches Tyson Fury, you know, that payday is going to be $100 million, right? This one probably is going to be $25 million. His last one was $10 million. So, first of all, hopefully Francis Ngannou gets the job done. I believe in him wholeheartedly that he can. Although maybe the Francis Ngannou effect is in the reverse, right? That if you believe in him too much, then maybe he underperforms. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to see him again in MMA. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think we're going to see him in MMA again? And if so, are we going to see, you know, a lot of fights, or just, you know, one or two with the PFL, and, you know, basically boxing takes over his life, right? Once again, 37, I don't know what we're going to see. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I just wanted to get that off my chest, that I don't think we're going to see Francis again and, you know, fight in MMA. And if we do, it's not going to be that much. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.